The Asma Show. Hi everyone, so I watched the second episode. It's 2 in the morning. They had a voting after the whole red light, green light situation happened. There were 456 people, but 200 and something died. There was this one woman begging. She was like, please, I have a baby and I need to register the baby's name, oh please. And then everyone else starts joining her and starts begging for their lives. And then basically they were like, rule number 1, you have to continue playing the game. And rule number 2, whoever doesn't want to play the game will die. And then glasses guy, he says number 3, if the majority decide that they don't want to play the game, then the game will end. And then this guy in the red suit, he was like, sure, so let's vote. So basically everyone started voting, and guess what happened? First glasses guy, he was the one that said, hey guys, let's vote to end the game. And when it came his turn to vote, he literally said yes, continue the game. And then, you know, the girl who was like, oh please, I have a baby, you know, that lady who was begging for her life, she was like, sir, I have a baby. She votes yes. And then there was somebody who blurted out, what's wrong with all of you? Have you all gone crazy? Like, why are y'all voting yes? And then basically the woman was like, so what? What is this place is better than out there? And I'm just like, wait a minute, weren't you the lady just begging on your knees to end the game? And the thing is, I didn't want to be racist, okay? I didn't want to be called racist, so I went back to the beginning of the episode just to make sure it was the same lady. Am I seeing the same lady that was on her damn knees praying and begging to end the game? She literally voted yes to continue the game, and she was like, well, so what? So what? What are you gonna do about it? Well, I voted to continue the game because I need this place. She was basically like, what? How are you going to flip-flop that quickly, man? It all came down to the old man, player number 1. And basically, you know how he was playing red light, green light? He was running and he was like, basically like enjoying his life. And he decided to vote no. And what really shocked me is that he was the only one who was having a good time playing red light, green light. He was like it was fun for him. But then he ended up choosing no. And I feel like it was a lot of responsibility to place on someone. So conveniently, it was tied to like 100 and 100. So he was the last person to make a vote. And what I like about what the writers did is that they basically made the situation out to be, so what happens if they end the game? What happens to their lives? Will their lives be meaningful? But actually, a lot of things just become much, much worse for them. Glasses guy is in a lot of debt. He's running away from the police, and he put his own mom's shop in debt. Like basically, if the police come after his mom, they will take her store and everything she owns because he used her. He used his own mother, threw her under the bus for money. And it's not funny, but it's really sad. So the guy who is a loan shark, he basically was almost caught by his loan sharks, and then he jumped off a bridge into the water to avoid getting killed. So the main protagonist, what happened was his mom was a diabetic the entire time, and she was working long hours on her feet, and if she continues, then she will die. I mean, basically she needs to go to the hospital and let insurance pay for her stay. But basically, because Gi-hoon is such a bum, I'm sorry, he basically took all of her insurance money and used that cash for gambling. So now she can't even go to the hospital to take care of herself. And then she's basically like, leave me alone, let me go, basically saying like, let me just die. And then Nikki from Hyphen I'm sorry, I just have to continue calling her Nikki from Hyphen. She's very beautiful, by the way. She basically goes to an orphanage where her little brother is, and her little brother is like, hey, you promised mom and dad would come home. Gi-hoon was so desperate for money that he even went to his ex-wife to beg for money. His ex-wife starts talking about how she had to literally crawl to the hospital to give birth to their daughter. The new husband shows up with his biological daughter, and he leaves, right? And he runs away. But then the new husband, he basically comes out and he says, oh, here's an envelope. And then he basically gives him all the money that he's asking for. And then he said, oh, thank you, I will for sure pay you back. And he said, actually, there's no need for that. All you need to do is stay away from my family. Basically, he's saying, get out of our face, get out of our lives. We're gonna be leaving this country soon, so you need to just leave us alone and you can have whatever money, basically shooing him away. And basically Gi-hoon punches the guy and says, you think everything can be solved with money. And then his daughter was seeing the whole thing happen. So it's like for Gi-hoon, it's like the only option he has is to go back into the game, because it's basically like if he takes the money from this new husband, he will never be able to see his daughter again, and despite how desperate he is for the money, he is not willing to throw away his daughter for that money. But I'd say episode 2 is a good 8.5 out of 10, because I know why the writers had to do it. I know why the writers had to show us what happens if they don't play the game and they go back home. I know, but I can obviously see why the writers did it, and it was very intentional, and it's just like a duh, of course. So yeah, that's why I give it an 8.5. I'm really excited to see episode 3. If my outfit changed, that means I was being a very responsible adult and I decided to go to sleep. But if you see this getup, that means I stayed up. So what is it gonna be? Am I gonna be a responsible adult and go to sleep before 3 in the morning? Or stay up till 3 in the morning and watch episode 3? Stay tuned, and I'll catch you in my next video.